Hi, good evening to all. I'm Gaurav Pandey, your mentor, your friend, and today we'll continue our fourth number series within this 150 days LeetCode series. And the series name is Array as Frequency Counter. But before we proceed, do let me know am I audible and visual to all? Please do let me know am I audible and visual to all? If that is a yes, then we'll continue. I'll see in chats. I'll see in chats and do let me know am I audible and visual to all? Yeah, anyhow, LeetCode is super important for improving your problem solving and for cracking any DS interview. Okay, and how's the energy? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Is the energy is high? Do let me know. Once I'll see the energy, then I'll give you an energetic session today. Okay. Hi Siddharth. Yeah, do let me know. Am I audible and visual to all? And how's the energy today? How's the energy today? Is it a good day? Because anyhow, I have a very good question for you today. Very good evening, Prince here. Very happy to see Siddharth and Prince, both of you here. Others also, mark your attendance. I'll remember by your name. Okay. So I hope now I'm audible and visible to all. Okay. So let's begin here. Let's begin. Anyhow, yesterday we have understand that what is array as a frequency counter, right? How you can count the frequency of the element using the array only, right? And now in the same series, we'll understand the question number two. Yeah, any of this is question number two, not one. Yesterday we have already solved one number. So this is question number two. Okay. Oh, it's okay, Prince. It's okay. But anyhow, if you haven't watched that live, but watch the recorded video, because that is super important. Trust me, after 150 days, once the series will end, you will have capability to cook everything. You will have that capability. But anyhow, for having that capability, you must be consistent. You must be committed to yourself. That will come on time. You'll join on time, and you'll be sitting with higher energy. That yes, a 20, a 30 LB package is for you, right? And those are already working, looking for the change. They can expect like the 50, the 60 LP package is waiting for them, right? So let's begin with the question. Today we have question find all duplicates in an array, and this particular problem statement already has been asked in Amazon, Apple, Bloomberg, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft. Okay, so look at how many companies have been asked this particular question. So I hope everybody already knows what array has a frequency counter, but still I'll just repeat, not repeat, yeah, I already done yesterday, but I'll give you a dry run at the end. Then you will understand. Okay, then you'll understand. Hi Sai. Recognized you, Sai. Welcome back. Welcome back, Sai. So now we'll move to the our lead code, and there we'll search for our problem statement that was uh, what was the problem name? Find all duplicates in an array. Find all duplicates in an array. Yeah, again, whoever get time, please participate in the contest as well. Okay, so lead code basically, uh, find all the duplicates in array. This already has been solved here, but when? I don't know, maybe in some batch or somewhere, but not over YouTube. Okay, we never did it here. So I'll remove the solution. Now, okay, we'll understand the problem statement first. I guess find all duplicates in an array. This was the problem or something else? Probably this was the problem. So given an array nums of length n where all the integers of nums are in the range. You always remember when the problem statement is based on very good evening Sanam. Welcome back again. So now given an integer array nums of length n and where all the integers of nums are in the range 1 to n. You remember? You'll always apply array as a frequency counter when there's a question which is dependent on the frequency, like missing element, like finding duplicates. and the given element are in the range of 1 to n. Okay, 1 comma n. So look at now, we can directly figure it out, like here definitely we perform array of frequency counter, and each integer appears at most twice. So maximum possible value of, like, the integers can maximum repeat it 2 times. Okay, return an array of all the integers that appears twice. So what we have to do, we have to return an array of integers that appears twice. So all the elements which appear twice, we have to return only these elements. So now the thing is that our algorithm must be written in big of n time complexity. So you have to optimize this. Okay, so you have to optimize this. So you have this num array. Okay, and then this is the output. Why? Look at this. This 2 has been arrived 2 times, right? And this 3 has arrived 2 times. So these were two elements who has arrived twice, and we wanted to return them into an array. So this is what the problem statement. So what we can do with the concept of array frequency counter that we discussed yesterday, and also I'll give you a dry run of it. So what you have to do, that you will calculate the frequency of each element. Those have the frequency as 2. Can I say I can insert them into a resultant array? Yes or no? I can insert them into a resultant array, and that will probably have solution. Right? This problem is medium level, but trust me, it's super easy. It's super easy. Right? It's a super easy. So now we understand this, how we can solve this, right? We'll go to the sliding part, and then we'll see like how we can make the solution of it. So let's say probably you have one nums array where you had values as 4, 3, 2, 7, 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, I guess 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, right? So what we'll do, we'll create a hash map. Can be a good, we can use hash map, but the problem with the hash map, you will have key and value, right? You will take the more memory than the array. When there's a problem which is possible to solve with the help of array takes less memory as compared to hash map. Okay, so go with the hash map on this array only. Okay, so anyhow hash map can be a solution, but that will be a more memory consuming, and that is slower. Hash map is slower than the array. So you want a fast solution, you have to go with the array only. So now we can create a frequency array, right? And we'll utilize the values. What is the length of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll create 7 or 8 here. This will be 8, 4 and 8. We have 8 length. So we'll create a frequency array till line length. You remember yesterday we discussed that whenever you have problem where you have value 1 to n, you'll create n plus 1. Why? Because n should be the last index. So we'll create 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Means the 9 size array. Look at this, length is 9. So n plus 1 basically. Right? And what you'll do, you'll target the indexes of the value of the nums. Right? So what you'll do, on the 4th index, you'll do plus 1. Means 4 has been came one time. On 3, you'll do plus 1. And again, by default, all these values were 0. Okay, all these values were 0. But once you'll get the value from your nums array, remember this is an algorithm. Okay, so listen very carefully. Trust me, it's super important. It's possible to solve one particular problem multiple way, but you must know multiple way, right? So now we got 4. So on the 4th index, we'll do plus 1. Okay, again we got 3. On 3rd index, we'll do plus 1. We got 2. On the 2nd index, we'll do plus 1. Again 7. On the 7th index, we'll do plus 1. On the 8th, we'll do plus 1. On 2nd index, again we'll do plus 1. Which means this becomes 2, right? So this becomes 2. Again on the 3rd index, we'll do plus 1. Means this becomes 2. Previously it was 1. And again on 1, we'll do plus 1. So those values, those indexes have value as what? 2. Those are our answer. Those are our answer. So these index 2 and 3 have value as 2. So your output should be, whenever you see the value of on that particular index as 2, you will insert your resultant array. So in resultant array, you will have the value as 2, 3. Right? And this will be automatically sorted. This will be automatically sorted, right? Automatically sorted. Cool. Yeah. So now I hope you understood the approach. How will we making this solution? But again, if you don't understand the code, then write a comment. I'll do a dry run as well. Okay. If that become difficult to you to understand, first we'll write code in Java, then in C++, then in Python. Okay. And again, if this becomes difficult to understand, tell me in the comments. I'll give you the dry run of this particular code as well. Okay. So what we'll do is that For first we'll create one frequency array in Java. So how we create array in Java? Frequency, then again new int, the length of the nums plus one. So nums dot length plus one. Automatically all the values are assigned to zero in frequency, right? Okay, then the resultant array is an array list here. Look at this is a list, an array list here. So we'll create an array list here, array list to hold the result that will hold the integer value, and I'll give the name to result, new array list. This is for the result, right? This is for the result where we'll store the result. Again, what we'll do, we'll use, let's say, for each loop. So for value colon, we'll iterate our nums. So every time we'll get the value from the nums and we'll use that value as an index of frequency. And that is what the concept of array is, a frequency counter, right? We use the value of the nums as a indexes of the frequency array. So frequency, and here I'll use num, which is this val as a value, which is the value getting from the nums. I'll use this as an index, and I'll do plus plus. So on that index we'll do plus plus, right? So we'll count the frequency of each element. Cool, yeah. Now once you've counted the frequency, you can write here int I equals to 0, I is less than frequency dot length, like whatever the number of element we had, dot length, and then we can do I plus plus, right? Not 0 actually. Why 0? Because you have value from 1 to n, so you don't have to go from the 0, right? That is not required. Even if you write, that is okay, but that is not required. Okay, so in the result you can write condition here, if in frequency on that particular index, you have value as 2, at that time you will add that value into the resultant array list. So add I, because indexes are the actual value, so you'll add the I here, you'll add the I. And why I'm getting capital? Oh, I pressed the caps lock, so sad, my bad. So now here you have added your that particular index, and at that you return your result. At then you return your result, right? Again, yeah, those are getting difficult in understanding. Do let me know, I'll give you a dry run as well. Right now I've written this particular code in Java, then we'll write this code in C++, then in Python as well. Okay, so it's working fine, and I hope you are able to understand this. Okay. Get default value method. That is for hash map. Okay, NSKS, not for array list directly. Cool. So now what we have done, we have created one array as a frequency counter. We counted the frequency of each element. Those had the frequency as 2. We added them into a list and then returned it. The simple 4-step solution, right? The simple 4-step solution. So now we'll solve this particular problem in C++ also. But I'll copy this. And now I'm a very lazy in terms of the smart work. Okay, I'll do a smart work, not the hard work. So I'll come back here, I'll paste the whole code because they have the almost same syntax. But the problem is that you don't have array list and these things directly here. For this dynamic nature, you need vector in C++. So I'll use vector. Vector is basically the array list in Java. Okay, so here the vector, the first name was frequency. The size of this was the size of the nums dot size and plus 1, right? And all the value you'll assign with 0, right? So this is what you have. And for the resultant, you had another vector, because the return type, look at this is a vector. Okay, so for result, we'll create an integer vector. Okay, that I'll give a name to result, and that's it. And at the place of length abbreviate, you'll use, anyhow you have the same for each loop in C++ as well. Okay, so what the place of length, you write the size. Cool, right? And you don't have add method in vector, you have pushback method. Okay, so push underscore back. Here again, if you're getting difficulty, then do let me know, I'll give you a dry run. So can you explain why you have run for okay, sure, actually I'll explain you. And I guess that you haven't attended the last live, yesterday's live. So don't worry, I'll explain you this while doing a dry run. Okay, and then I'll do a dry run in Python. Okay, and don't worry, whenever I'll do a dry run, that is always code independent, so you don't have to worry about. Okay, so the pushback I, and I guess now we can go ahead here. I'll tell you. Okay, it's working fine. Then we'll write in Python, then we'll do a dry run by which you get a brief clarity, Okay, I know I always say, and what is the time complexity of this particular solution is that big of n, because you're using only linear loops, right? Not the nested loops. And anyhow, it's saying 51 as of now. Maybe my computer is busy, because it was saying 67 something. If you submit this again, you'll get the different time. So anyhow, this is one of the best possible optimized solution. You don't have to worry about. Okay, look at this now. It's 83.53. It's because of my memory or something. Okay, so now I'll paste that same code here back again in Python. In Python, you don't have this directly array list and this array. So what you'll use list. Okay, but how? The first list is frequency, and the size I will have again the same thing. I'll multiply by length of nums, right? And then we'll do plus one. Right, so this is what we have created for storing the frequency, and then for storing the result, I'll create a resultant list. So this is a resultant list. You don't have for each loop here, but you have for in loop in Python. Okay, so I'll write here for value in nums column. You don't have plus plus, you will write plus which equals to 1. You don't use curly braces. You don't have this normal for loop in Python. We'll use the Python's loop for I in range the length of frequency array, right? And then the colon, and again you don't have this thing here. You don't have add method. You have append in array in this Python. You'll append I, and you don't use these curly braces. You don't use this and this semicolon. Okay, very good evening, Deepika. So now I'll run this. Okay, I'll run this, and probably this works fine. Now tell me in comments rapidly in which language you want a dry run. In Python, in C++, or in Java. I'll do the same. But if I'll not get the response, I'll do in Python. Tell me in which language you want dry run. You want in Python, you want in C++, or in Java. I'll see the maximum response and then I'll do accordingly. Tell me 1, 2, 3. Python, Java. Okay, equal. Java 2. Java is winning. Others. Voting. Java 3. Oh no, Sanam. Oh, 4, 5. Now Java has won. But nobody, don't worry, Sanam. Anyhow, the dry run is same for all the languages. Okay, the dry run is same for all the languages, so don't have to worry about. Okay, so I'll take the code of Java now. The code of winner team. They won majority. They won somehow, but now we'll go to the slides, and here I'll keep the slide first. We'll paste that code and we'll understand the dry run. Okay. And again, your attendance in everyday life is super critical. Only then you'll understand everything. And trust me, solving DSA problem is not tough, but you have to understand the solutions first. The few solutions. I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm suffering from cold from a very long time. Correct. The working is same. Okay, Abhay. Now, which color? Probably this white. And I'll give little space. Actually, I and cold have a friendship. So he's not leaving me from very longer time. The cough and cold. I don't know why. Okay, so now we have this code. We'll do slide. So back again. Okay, so we have this thing. Okay, we'll do dry run. Need PPT slides. Yeah, you can take the screenshot. I don't know team will be able to provide that or not, but I'll talk to the team by Monday. Today everybody is on leave, but I'll talk them by tomorrow if we can give it to you. Okay, but then you can take the screenshots. So now here, what we were doing is that we were getting one nums array, right? So this is nums, and now everybody will understand. Okay, it's a language independent. So there you had few values. The values was we had 4, 3, 2, 7, 8. 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, what? 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. This is what we had. So what we are doing here for creating array of frequency counter, the thing is that you will create an array and list or something and vector in C++ that will have length n plus 1. Why? because you can have maximum value here equal to the length of it. They have already mentioned you will have value 1 comma n is the length of the given array, given list or given vector. Okay, so that is 8 here, that is 8 here. Look at this, 4 and 4, 8. So the maximum value which is possible 8. So if you want to use this value as indexes, you need that index, and that's why you have to create another frequency list vector or array with one more size, length plus 1, length plus 1. So we'll have one this frequency, this particular thing, and that will have all the value at 0, all the 8 value at 0, like all the 9 value, because this is length and 9 values. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Today I'm learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So look at this. Now what I'm doing here, what I'm doing for result, actually they were asking the output in the list only. So I've created an array list in Java. And for C++ they were asking for the vector, and in Python they were asking list. Right? So the same thing we were doing there. Now how this is working here, we are using this the value of this nums. Look at this. This is for each loop in Java and in C++ also. And in for a loop, we were using in Python. So that value was for the value. So this value we are getting from the this nums array. First time this value will be 4, means frequency 4 plus plus. Frequency 4 plus plus means do plus plus, increase the value on the fourth index in the frequency array by 1. So you'll go on the fourth index, you'll increase the value by 1. Again, the next value will have 3, right, in the value. So you'll do 3 here, means frequency 3 plus plus. Okay, on third index you will do plus plus. Again for 2, on second index you will do plus plus. Similarly, the value will keep changing until unless you reach to the end of the array, and then on every index you will do plus plus. When you again 7, on 7 you will do plus 1, on 8 you will do plus 1 for counting the frequency 2. So you'll go to the second index. There already you have 1. So plus plus means becomes 1 plus. So previously you had 1, now this will become 2. This will become 2. Again 3. So on third index you already had 1, this becomes 2. Increasing by 1. Again on 1 index you will do 1. Right. So this is what frequency array you will have. Look at in frequency array now what you have. In the frequency array you will have 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So this is what you have in frequency array. Those values are 2, 2. These are our answer. Look at this is second index, this is third index. So the indexes on which you have value as 2, I wanted to ask why are length. Here I'm not able to see your comment. Why a length plus 1? Because it already gives length, not index. Shivam, actually I'm telling you because you're using another array, it's a frequency, right? There you want to store the values as indexes. So if the length is n, which means the maximum value you can have the equal to the length, that is 8. If you want to use 8 as an index, you must have array list or vector of 9 length, Only then you will have last index as 8. Okay, that's why we are doing this. Length 5, then the index to 4. Correct. Only then you will have the value till 4. Okay, Shivam. Now this is how you will do plus plus. And for this line, what we are doing, we are iterating our frequency again. Those are value as 2. We are adding them into a resultant list. We are adding on the index where we have value as 2, which is 2. First time we'll add in resultant list. So in result, we will have first time the 2. Then again on this third index, we will have value as 2. So we'll insert that value as well. At then we'll return it. And I hope now this is clear to all. If anybody have any confusion, ask to me. And 2 minutes we'll wrap. Within 2 minutes we'll wrap. If there is no confusion, then we can wrap. See you tomorrow. And the timing for tomorrow live, I'm telling you again here that on Saturday and Sunday, I come live at 6:15 p.m. and on Monday and on Tuesday, okay, I come at 5 p.m. So mark your calendar by which you can join on time. You can ask every possible doubt of yourself. Right? Okay. Then we'll wrap here. Bye-bye to all. See you in the next live.